welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are having a hashtag Wealth Wednesday conversation with the real estate entrepreneur, Antonio Edwards. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jesslyn. Thanks for having me on Wealth
So
Wednesday.
nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Love your pink shirt. So
Thank
pretty.
you.
So
Thank
you
you.
are the real estate rich and famous.
Yes, I'm the founder of that right there, that whole movement. And I mean, real estate has changed the game for me and changed my life. It opened up so many doors, perspectives, especially where I come from. So anybody that's watching this, I don't care what you do, I think you need some type of real estate in your life sometime in your life, whether it's, you've been doing your career 20 years, 30 years, I think you need to own a type of property.
So what is the real estate rich and famous?
So Real Estate Rich and Famous is basically an academy where people that's looking to flip their first deal or get into real estate, where I have like so much content where I'm showing them how to, the basics of how to get a property in the contract, how to fix and flip, how to do rentals. So I provide different content on that platform where people can go and get started. And if they want to go further into real estate, I'll proceed from there. But there's so much rich content on that academy site where so many people go up there, they learn, whether it's my YouTube videos or the real estate rich and famous.
I love that.
And I provide free content there.
I love that. Wow. So question for you, because I did real estate also in my 20s, and it's an amazing place to build assets.
Absolutely.
Very challenging to make it your whole career, in my opinion. Looking back, I think for most people should probably keep their day job, if you will, and build their assets. What's your take on that? Should they?
Well, Erin, this is his take on it. Did you see his viral video? He's rapping and he is rich and famous in real estate.
Yeah.
Right?
So
flip the deal and got a check. That's the Erin's dance right there.
Right?
That's a great point that you touched base on. I don't tell anybody or I don't advise anybody to quit their job. What I do is, my rule of thumb is every 5 properties I flip, I buy one to hold. So if you can acquire assets and acquire that passive income that exceeds your lifestyle, then quit your job. So when I quit my job, I was in the music business. So when I hopped into the real estate business 3 years after the music business, I quit the music business to pursue real estate. I didn't have a job, so I was already coming from ground up. 2009 in the bus, I was like, was little competition because the bus was what, 2008 give or take. So 2009, it was little competition in the real estate market, and I was just flipping deals with little experience.
Right.
And I think my first year I did 26 flips.
Wow.
Wholesale flips.
Wow.
So
good luck finding those now.
Trust me. You need experience now,
right.
but
we're waiting for the next crash. We're gonna go straight in there.
Erin, careful what you manifest. I'm just gonna say, by the way, don't manifest another crash. Be you and be great.
That's
Tell
right.
me about this book.
Yeah, so that book, when I started my real estate coaching program back in 2012, I believe it was, I noticed a lot of people had a lot of limited beliefs. They want to get in, like, Tony, I want to get in real estate, I want to learn how to do this, and I'm getting to the coaching with them, how to flip their first deal or their next deal. I was like, you know what, this is more like therapy, or it's more the mindset than them trying to get to that next deal or that first deal. So I came out with this book, Be You Be Great, and I give it to all my coaching clients, like, read this book, get your mind right first, because any business that you're in, you got to have your mind right.
I just love that, because that's, I think we all as coaches, and folks in the helping profession, no matter what you do, or in the relationship business of any kind, you discover that lots of people are taking the exact same action steps, but they're getting dramatically different results.
Right. And
And that was the invitation for me to say, oh, there's something more going on here that has to be psychological or emotional. And so what have you discovered about sort of how to break through those limiting beliefs?
So that's a great question, Rob. So I think to break through your limited beliefs, you have to pick the right circle. First and foremost, you have to hang with specific people. And where I come from is, like, I had to adopt new friends in a circle of influence, because my friends that I chose by choice, they weren't getting me but so far. They were cool, okay, but they didn't have the vision that I wanted to go, that new vision I wanted to go. So I was self-aware, and people that's watching this, hopefully this will give you the self-awareness that, hey, maybe is my circle have the same vision or similar vision that I want to be in the next 2 years, a year, or 5 years? You have to adopt a new circle. You have to hang with a certain influence to get you where you want to go.
So I feel good about that. We've got a good circle.
Yeah, this is an
LaLa.
excellent circle. And second of all, you have to take action. It's never going to be the perfect thing. You're never going to have the perfect blueprint, the perfect plan. you have to take action, and within that right circle, they're going to push you. So you got to make sure that circle pushes you, and you push them. You got to be committed and be consistent with whatever your plan is. So going back to real estate, a lot of objections that I overcome is like, man, I don't have any money. Okay, I don't have any good credit. That's why it's wholesaling. So when I got started in real estate, I did wholesaling, which I was, anybody understand?
Explain that.
wholesaling?
Explain that.
Oh, this is a game changer. This, like, when I first got introduced to wholesaling back in 2009, I was like, is this legal?
My son.
Like, why
does
don't they
that.
teach this in school?
Yeah.
So basically, wholesaling, okay, you get a property under contract, just say for $250,000. You can walk in and get in this property, this single family house, or even a strip mall. It could be anything, any type of asset, but a single family property for $250K under contract. You walk in, sign the contract and/or signs with your seller. They think you're the buyer, but on that contract you have an and/or signs clause, meaning that you can assign it to any buyer within the duration of your contract. So I do my numbers. I see this property is worth $450 fixed up. I have a buyer that's gonna buy it for $300K. I call, hey buyer, hey Rob, I got this property for $300K. Drive by 123 Main Street. You drive by, be like, hey, I'll buy it for $290. Okay. So I'll sign my contract for a $40,000 assignment fee. He brings the $290,000 to the closing table. I get the $40,000. The seller gets the $250.
Yeah, is that even legal?
You have a fix and flip property that
Yeah.
you're gonna put $75K into it, and was worth what, $450 or whatever it fixed up, and
That's
you
just
make
like
the
a
money.
transfer fee.
Dude, I did 26 of these my first year, and it was like a game changer. So that's why I say every 5 properties I flip, I like to buy one for a hold for my long-term play.
But that's in a buyer's market. So we're not in a buyer's market right now per se.
Well, it depends on what state you're in.
But you can
But, yeah.
always wholesale.
I'm
It's
an
always.
advocate for real estate. So I'm your number one fan for sure.
Yeah. So real estate is definitely a game changer, and I like to overcome other people's objections because like I said, the first 2 things, I don't have any money, I don't have any credit. But if they do have money, it'd be like, I don't have any credit. I'm like, well, buy some properties cash. If you have, you can skip the whole wholesaling thing. You can just buy some properties cash for a long-term play. Or if you have no money and good credit, and maybe you can display like a little bit of income, you can go utilize the bank's money, OPM, use other people's money to use that as leverage to buy properties.
So people can go to your website,
Yep.
Real Estate Rich and Famous, to learn more from you, right? And your
Absolutely.
content's free?
Yes, AntonioEdwards.com.
You're just giving this all
It's
away,
amazing.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and you can find me on YouTube as well. Just type in Antonio Edwards, or I put free content on my Instagram.
Well, thank you
yeah.
for that. I think it's really
Yeah.
powerful that you're sharing what you do know and you're not charging for it. So I really admire that. Thank
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's because he's killing on the real estate.
That's right. And real estate's such a great market because there's always a way to innovate and make money in the market. Whether
Absolutely.
you're short selling or you're flipping,
And we can get deep
wholesaling,
into it now, but-
We're running out of time, but I
Yeah.
think they should definitely check you out. I think that it's very inspiring, and everybody can make money, whether it be holding,
Yeah.
short term, whatever. It's
Absolutely.
all real estate's not going anywhere, right? So thank you so
true.
much for
Thank
all your
you.
work. Stay tuned,
Thank
you guys. We'll be
Thanks,
right back.
All right.